Hello, all. How are you doing this evening? So I'm a little day late with the full moon video. The full moon occurred last night or yesterday around 1:36 p.m. I believe it was. It was a full moon as well as a total lunar eclipse. So usually I would pull cards the same day as the new moon or full moon, or either a day before. But if you was like me yesterday, you were going through a lot of emotions. So yesterday was a very emotional day for me, and I try not to do any like metaphysical work or pull any cards when I'm going through things emotionally, just because when I'm pulling cards, I'm pulling for the collective, and my emotional what I'm going through emotional can affect the pull. So I tend to honor the emotions that I'm dealing with. And as you may know, it was also a lunar eclipse, full moon. So it was a full moon, total lunar eclipse. And in the Western astrology, it was in Scorpio, and in Vedic astrology, it was in Libra. So the common theme between the two is emotions. So Libra tends to balance the emotions. Usually is external. They like to talk about, their emotions or what they're going through. Whereas in Scorpio, it's more of an internal process, like to keep things. Scorpios tend to like keep things within and not really share. So it was just an emotional day. I spoke to some of my friends, and they had an emotional day as well yesterday. So I know a lot of you probably needed a reading yesterday, but again, I like to honor my emotions, and I don't like for my emotions to cloud the reading, especially since I'm reading for the collective. I like to get the correct information for the divine. Okay. So I just want to go ahead and say that. I'm just looking at my notes from the last reading we had was the new moon. And the new moon was about letting go of negative emotions. It was about emotions running high. And it was also a powerful change dealing with the new start and having some good luck with that new start. So that what was going on the past 2 weeks is still going on, but you may have received more information either last night, the day before, or yesterday, the day before, or today, just because the lunar eclipse is making anything come to light. However, you have to be careful because not everything is being shown to you. And that's because Mercury is still in retrograde. So you have to just be careful that you may have received some information, but not all of the information. And most likely, if you was emotional yesterday, emotional today, emotional the day before yesterday, is fine. That clues you into exactly what this phase, this moon cycle phase is about. So the moon cycle phase is from new moon to new moon, and we're in the middle of that moon cycle. So whatever you've been emotional about for the past 3 days, whether it's a relationship, whether it's a job, whether it's a love relationship, a family relationship, a friend relationship, that's really what this moon cycle and the eclipses are about. The good, or I don't know, bad thing you could say is that eclipse typically lasts for like a 3 month span. So whatever you've been dealing with is probably going to be kind of your topic for the next 3 months. And so we'll see, what comes out in the readings for that when I do the new moon and the full moon readings, see if it relates to that eclipse theme. So tonight, I'm going to pull, since we're still in the full moon cycle, because we're in that cycle for 2 weeks, and we're in the lunar eclipse cycle still. We'll pull cards for both. I will use my Moonology cards that I've been sitting here shuffling. And, if spirit leads me to it, I'll pull some more cards if, we need clarification, or I feel that the Moonology cards are pointing us somewhere else. Then I will pull more cards using the Kipper deck or either the Lenormand deck. So we'll go from there. So I'm going to go ahead and begin to shuffle the cards. We're going to go ahead and shuffle the cards. And first, I'm going to pull 3 cards for the full moon. Okay, so the first card I'm going to pull, we'll talk about what is it that you need to forgive, what's falling away during this full moon that we had yesterday. So what is it that you need to forgive, what's falling away? The second card I'm going to pull is what did the full moon show you last night, or what the full moon is trying to show you. So we got the second card. And then the third card is what's next? What's next after this moon cycle that we're in? So what's next for the next moon cycle? Right, we have the third card. All right, so the first card is what do you need to forgive, and that's falling away. Wow. Okay, so this is confidence is key to success. New moon in Leo. Okay, confidence is the key to success. New moon in Leo. So since this is something that's falling away, I would say that maybe you've had too much confidence. And there is a such thing as too much confidence. It can be, for example, letting your ego get in the way, maybe not considering the other person's side. And again, I really think that this moon cycle is really dealing with relationships. So again, it could be love relationships, family relationships, friendships, but maybe you allow your ego to get in the way, and you wasn't really listening to your heart. So maybe you was too much in your head and you wasn't really like looking within. So maybe you had a little bit too much confidence in the situation, and maybe you just allow your ego to play a part. So, excuse me. So maybe that was what you was questioning yourself during the lunar eclipse, or you are questioning yourself about, is maybe you was a little too harsh in a situation, or maybe you didn't consider the other person's feelings in a situation. So maybe kind of downgrade the confidence. And usually that really means like just watching your ego, keeping your ego intact. So let that, fall away and try to compromise or balance the situation. Okay. The next card is what is this full moon showing you? So your dreams need a practical plan. So that is full moon in Taurus. Okay. So Taurus is all about stability. And it's funny that it's full moon in Taurus because, like I said, in Western astrology, the full moon occurred in Scorpio. And today the moon is still in Scorpio. And Taurus is opposite of Scorpio. So instead of what the full moon is showing you is that instead of you being so, let's say, emotional about it, and you looking at the situation from an emotional standpoint, and you allowing your ego to overcome the situation. Maybe that was the theme over the past 2 weeks, is that you was allowing your ego to play a part. Maybe have a plan, maybe sit down, strategize a plan, a stable plan, a plan that can be secure about how you're going to move forward. So, Taurus is all about being practical. It's all about being stable. It's about taking that time to reflect, like take that time to come up with a plan instead of in Scorpio, you're emotionally reacting, kind of look at all sides, look at the emotional side, look at the logic side. Sometimes for me, doing a pros and cons list help to see which outweighs what, if the cons outweigh the pros, something like that. So you just want to come up with a practical plan that it shows in full moon and Taurus, a stable, grounded, because Taurus is all about earth. So a grounded plan, okay? And then the last card is what's next. So what's next is be bold and make the first move. So cardinal moon. So this is one of the specialty cards. So don't sit around and wait. Don't sit around and wait for the opportunity to come to you, whether it's a job. Don't sit around and wait for if it's dealing, like I said, this is all about dealing with relationships. So maybe don't wait for the other person to come back, or you expect that other person to apologize because you allow your ego to win. Maybe you can be, the reasonable person and take that bold move and approach the person yourself, or even just saying, I'm sorry, a lot of times, believe it or not, a simple communication, really solves things. Or if it's that you need to take action on something, you want to go ahead and take that bold move because you've already set a plan in place so that you can make that bold move. And again, make sure your ego is not, playing a part in that. Okay. So this is for the full moon. Okay, so this will be the energies over the next 2 weeks. You want to kind of downgrade your ego because you want to come up with a practical plan. And sometimes when we allow our ego to get in the mix, it's hard to come up with a stable plan because we're not able to see all sides. We're not able to see things practical and grounded. And we need to see those things in order to be bold and make the first move. Okay, so that is the message for the full moon. I'm going to keep going and I'm going to pull cards for the lunar eclipse. So the solar eclipse was about having confidence, and then having faith and commitment. Oh, it was about having confidence. Your faith is being tested, and don't let your past hold you back. So that was what the solar eclipse was about. So as we seen with the full moon, maybe during when we had that new moon solar eclipse, you had too much confidence. And maybe that confidence didn't come with a plan, okay, like a practical plan. It was just, possibly a head forward type of thing. So you want to make sure that this time, you have a practical plan, especially, like I said, all the information is not there because we still have Mercury retrograde. So we want to, still kind of take our time with things, and come up, with a practical plan and be ready to execute that plan in a bold fashion when the time is right. I think Mercury retrograde finished May 14th, which is, I think, will be 2 weeks away or almost 2 weeks away. So maybe sometime after that, you can put that plan into place, that practical plan. I'm just going to pull 3 cards for the lunar eclipse, just to see what is it exactly we should focus on. I'm thinking about, I should pull some other cards, but let's just see what the card give us for the lunar eclipse that we're in, because we're still in eclipse season, at least for like the next 3 months. So I got the first card. So you can just, have these energies for the next 3 months. The first set of cards I pull will just be energy for like the next 2 weeks. So, oh, and there we go. 2 cards again. All right. So the first card that I got is Hold Your Vision, Fixed Moon. So this kind of goes with all the cards that we've been pulling, that you do have a vision in place, okay? You do, whatever vision that is, you do have one in place, and keep that vision in place. But you have to come up with a practical plan, because maybe you try to implement that plan, but it was, again, you was allowing your ego to get in the way. And again, this is with a relationship, this is with a career, but I think it's still with relationships. So you have a vision for what you want, but maybe in executing that, you're probably having too much confidence. So you just want to make sure to kind of dial back the confidence. And it's good to have confidence. Like, it's very good to have confidence, but sometimes you could just go overboard. So you just want to have that balance and confidence, that you're being practical with the confidence. Okay. And then the second card we got, oh, don't let your pride get in the way. So full moon in Leo. Don't let your pride get in the way. So pride, again, is ego. So it seems like if your vision is not working out, if it didn't work out these past 2 weeks, you're just allowing pride. Okay. So you're allowing that pride to get in a way. So just be careful. Don't overthink, don't overdo it. Don't allow their ego to win, just kind of, be humble, be humble. That's the opposite of pride. It's just be humble. And then the third one is adjustments are required. So again, that goes back to a plan. So you need to have a practical plan in place. Don't let your pride or your confidence overstep. Hold your vision, and be bold and make the plan. So, I mean, sound like a perfect theme for me. And that's the energies over the next 3 weeks. The next 2 weeks and 3 months. So if you're planning something, just know that over this next 3 months, it's going to take you to be practical, to come up with a plan. You may want to get others' opinions. Don't be too headstrong about it, but have confidence, but not overconfidence. Don't let pride win. Have those conversations. Make your pros, your cons list, to see, how it's going to work out. If you need a personal reading from me, because maybe you want help with your specific situation, then please reach out to me. You can comment below. You can look me up on my website at holisticallytransformed.link. You can also catch me on my Facebook group, which is Holistically Transformed Group. I also have a page called Holistically Transformed, and I'm available through message on any of those sites. So please feel free to reach out to me. Since it's eclipse season, I will be offering a $25 reading. So just let me know if you're interested, and I will be happy to pull some cards for you. I necessarily won't use the Moonology cards, just because I use these for my new moon, full moon readings. So it depends on like what's your question. Then we'll use some other set of cards. And I can do a pre-recording, or we can do Skype or Zoom call as well. I can also do a write-up. So if you can just, send me your question, and we can go from there, and I'll be happy to answer. So I hope this helped you, and just comment below, like, and please subscribe, and don't forget to share with your friends. Have a wonderful night.